Okay, so I was not recording the sound. What I was explaining, and that YouTube people will not get to see for the first 4 minutes, is that I just got a new mic, right? And we were talking about the big volatility that came on Friday. And, well, you had to be in Discord to get it, I guess. But now the sound will be working for the rest of the recording. What I was explaining is that any longs will be in premium and any shorts will be in discount. And our bank holiday Monday was nothing crazy. It was our own Canadian Thanksgiving. I still decided not to trade it, right? But I will be looking to trade going into tomorrow, specifically looking to fill this imbalance somewhat, right? At least towards 50%, and perhaps having a move because we have a big draw with the new week opening gap being lower, a huge gap right there, right? I think it was close to 300 point gap. Yeah, 350 handle gap, a 1.5% almost gap is sizable, right? It is an area where I am looking for price to gravitate towards. And we also have previous week low here, which we could look at. Now, in terms of longer term direction, right? A move like this does not entail that I flip bearish. Now, this might be crazy to you guys, but the truth is, I am still very bullish, right? And let me actually get, just so we can have some sort of level to look at. The monthly open is right here. Now, you can say, look, we opened, formed a high, now expanded to a low. Yes, that is one possibility. But if you guys remember the statistical monthly outlook, we had a very big statistical probability of closing bullish, especially if we took out previous month's high. And if we come here and let's just bring the week here, have some little PTSD that I like it to be in order. But this right here is previous month's high. We traded through it. So now statistically speaking, I understand that I should have a bullish month, which means I should close above this monthly open. Now, we do understand that we have some mid-month consolidation that is statistically proven to have probabilities pretty much, but I'm still bullish. So overall, if I'm bullish, what does that mean? Well, even if this week we trade like this, and this is the main framework I'm going to be looking for at least early on in the week, well, I'm going to be expecting a bounce. And whether that bounce comes at the new week opening gap or perhaps after taking out previous week's low and fully filling the gap, I'm still going to be looking for this bullish move towards the rest of the month. Once again, focusing on this specific week, it's all going to be range trading. And what do I mean by this? Well, it's very simple. When we form a large range here, and I'm referring specifically to previous week's high to previous week's low, okay? This is what I mean when I'm referring to the current range. Well, I'm going to be trading that. And honestly, I'm going to be expecting us to range within this until we take out one side. So until we take out one side, I'm range trading, which means I'm only shorting in premium, only longing in discount, and playing the probabilities of a reversal. And until then, until we take out one of these levels, I don't have a clear grasp on price. So what does that mean? Well, I'm trading every single day, but I'm half risk every single day. So I'll give you guys an example with my personal account. I like to risk between 1 and 2,500. So 1,000 and 2,500. That is my goal on my personal account. And that is also how I'm able to maintain my margins so that, let's say I take a beautiful trade on Tuesday. Well, I don't have to close it out on Tuesday, right? If I think that's going to be low of week, then I can hold it through the next days, right? Keeping my risk small. But now my minimum risk is $500. So I'm going to start a position at $500 and I'm able to scale that position all the way to 1,000/1250. This is what half risk means to me. It's literally cut by half, but I did want to give you guys some numbers so you guys can have a little bit more of an idea. Overall, honestly, whenever we have times like these, it's way easier for me to just disconnect myself emotionally from expectations, right? I don't have any expectations for the week, and I prefer being ready for a week that just consolidates like this. Like, these are my expectations for the week. And if we do end up having a nice move, then I'm happy, cool. But I did not expect that move, which means I'm going to be preserving my capital the whole week, right? In capital preservation. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys, but it's really the mentality that I like to stick with. And honestly, after these few years that I've been trading, it's a lot easier for me to just think like that on weeks that are harder. I just had a super easy time trading this whole run up since the start of September. And actually, even within this consolidation, I had a lot of pretty good trades, right? And other than that, we can just say from the start of 2025, we've been in trending markets, right? Which, to be honest with you guys, have been easier to trade for me. Why? Because when we're trending, the daily perspective is very, very easy to me. And then I can align myself on the lower time frames. But now, this is a big pullback. How will I react to this move? Well, I need to give it a week to settle and to wait for the markets to get back on a clear trend. Now, that trend might be lower, but as we said, there is a higher probability of it being higher, so that is where I'm going to be focusing on initially. Do we have any questions about this? And I do want to say, guys, for the rest of the week, I'm going to be trying to do the outlooks as much as I can. You might have seen from the announcement that we said that weekly outlooks. What am I saying? Price action reviews will be from Tuesday to Friday. I'm going to be trying to do all 4. And if not, I'm going to give you guys a minimum of 2, right? Just being honest with you guys, I think it's a lot better for me to give you all, just like I said with the markets, right? Realistic expectations of what will be possible this week. Okay. It seemed like you guys have any questions. I mean, it's not on the way up. Should we be aiming for the previous hanging fruit? By that, I am expecting that you mean having a low target objective, right? Or all-time highs. I hate calling them all-time highs, but previous week high here is definitely going to be my main bullish objective, especially if you look how the deviations from the new week opening gap aligns, right? 2 to 2.5 reversal zone. The previous wicks. So you mean, am I going to be focusing on, like, if I'm trading tomorrow, right? Previous day high, previous day low, having some low objective targets? Yes, that does come with my more conservative approach, but I'm still open to holding out runners, right? So I'm not really trading in any sort of different way intraday. The main difference is that I am cutting down risk, right? So targets will remain the same on a week like this. Whenever we're in higher time frame consolidation, then I adjust my targets because I understand that after taking off the previous day's level, there's not much room to grow in that sense. But right now we're not consolidating. It's just more unclear to me where we're going. So I'm cutting down risk, but my objectives are not changing. If I'm taking a short, I can hold a runner all the way to previous week low. If I'm taking a long, I can hold a runner all the way to previous week high, and perhaps even further. So, okay. Yeah. My objectives are not changing, just like they would in any given trending markets. It's just my trend is unclear to me right now. My bias is not clear. I have multiple different objectives, and I can't differentiate which one is the best objective. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to be open to both possibilities. Hopefully that makes sense. Awesome. All right, well, on that note, we're going to call it a night, guys. Sorry for the people on YouTube. You're going to be missing the first 4 minutes of this outlook. I'm just going to cut it out. But happy to see you guys back here in numbers in the Discord. Hopefully I'll see you all again this week. Good luck. Good night. Have a great one, guys.